Garry Kasparov, the legend that comes to our mind when we hear the word chess, seems to be against the modern rules and methods of modern chess. Does he typically hate modern chess? Is he still favoring classical chess, which is outdated today? Is he trying to proclaim himself as the living god of chess by going against everything that the world has readily agreed to? What are his opinions and viewpoints on modern chess? Let's find out in today's video. Garry Kasparov is a chess legend, widely regarded as one of the greatest players ever. In 1985, at 22, he became the youngest ever undisputed world chess champion, a title he held for 15 years. Kasparov has remained a significant figure in the chess community and has continued to voice his opinions on the state of the game despite quitting competitive play in 2005. His opinion on modern chess. The former world chess champion Garry Kasparov has been outspoken in his criticism of contemporary chess. However, it's important to note that he doesn't necessarily despise modern chess as a whole, even though he has some issues with how the game is currently played. Kasparov's main criticism of contemporary chess is that, in his opinion, it has become overly predicted on memorization and preparation rather than originality and creativity. Because computers can now analyze a game's opening phase and recommend the best moves for players, Kasparov has dubbed this computer chess. Chess databases and computer analysis tools are widely available to players, which contributes to this. The availability of so much information makes it relatively simple for players to memorize openings and game strategies. Because of this, it may be difficult to think creatively and may be necessary to rely on tried-and-true strategies. In Kasparov's opinion, the caliber of chess matches has fallen due to this emphasis on preparation. As a result, according to him, many times, games played today are less interesting and less beautiful than games played in the past. Players are reluctant to deviate from tried-and-true strategies, making them less likely to take chances or make sudden moves. The trend towards fewer time limits in contemporary chess tournaments has also drawn criticism from Kasparov. According to him, the game now revolves more around quick tactics than in-depth strategic planning because of the increased play speed. In Kasparov's view, longer time limits would encourage players to consider their choices more carefully and make the game more engaging for viewers. Kasparov also objects to how frequently drawn games occur in contemporary chess. He feels that the game has turned too defensive, and that players are more concerned with avoiding defeat than actually playing to win. Long, boring games that are boring for both players and spectators can be the result of this. The issue is that the artistry Kasparov mentions is a luxury that contemporary players cannot afford. Today, a clever but poor pawn sacrifice ensures a loss for the side sacrificing the material. The reason for this is that, as Kasparov points out, players have gotten too good and can now calculate nearly flawlessly and accurately assess the resulting positions, which was not the case in the past. As a result, players play much more stable positions that are still drawish because they are less willing to take such a risk. In addition, Kasparov has voiced concern over the absence of compelling characters and rivalries in contemporary chess. He has asserted that the emphasis on team competitions and tournaments has contributed to the game's corporate and less individualistic culture. Kasparov has concerns, but is still upbeat about the future of chess. At the same time, he spoke with The Guardian and said, "Chess is a great game and will always be a great game, but it is up to us to ensure it remains interesting and accessible to everyone." In addition to urging players to emphasize the tactical and psychological elements of the game, he has called for a renewed emphasis on imagination and creativity in the game of chess. Kasparov's positive note on modern chess. Kasparov is not anti-modern chess, despite these criticisms. He has even made a concerted effort to advertise the game and bring in new players. He founded the Kasparov Chess Foundation, which works to promote the game in classrooms and communities all over the world. He has also authored several books on chess strategy and history. The advantages of contemporary chess are acknowledged by Kasparov as well. There is a better understanding of the game thanks to the availability of chess databases and computer analysis tools, which have produced fresh and creative tactics. Moreover, the rise of online chess platforms has made the game more accessible to a greater mass, and has allowed players worldwide to come together and compete against one another. Of course, everything has its pros and cons. On the one hand, it decreased the dignity of chess as a whole, but on the other hand, it has manifolded the accessibility to chess among the common folks, making it much fairer to compete. So that's it for today's video. What are your thoughts on the conflict between modern and classical chess? Which one do you prefer? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe for more.